Good morning everyone. Presently I will discuss about the external features of the brainstem. This is inferior surface of the cerebrum. In the inferior surface you can see this area. This portion is known as brainstem. Brainstem, it consists of three components. Anteriorly this one is a midbrain. In the middle there is a pons, and posteriorly this is known as medulla oblongata. Brainstem is continuous below with the spinal cord through the medulla oblongata. It is continuous anteriorly with the cerebral hemisphere through the midbrain. It is continuous posteriorly with this cerebellum through the superior, middle and inferior cerebellar peduncle. This peduncle will connect midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata respectively with the cerebellum. So this portion is known as brainstem. Now I will show you the features of the brainstem in dissected brainstem. Here this is the brainstem. Now this portion is known as midbrain, this portion is known as pons, and this portion is known as medulla oblongata. Now first I will discuss medulla oblongata. Lower part of the brainstem is known as medulla oblongata. It is somewhat wider above and narrower below. This is ventral surface or anterior surface, and behind this is the posterior surface. Now anterior surface or anterior aspect of the medulla oblongata presents, number one, in the center there is a presence of anterior median fissure. This is continuous with the corresponding anterior median fissure of the spinal cord. Now at the upper end of the anterior median fissure, near the junction with the pons, there is a presence of blind sac or blind foramen. This foramen is known as foramen cecum. The meaning of cecum is blind sac. On either side of the anterior median fissure, there is a presence of longitudinal elevations. These elevations are known as pyramid. Pyramid are produced by underlying pyramidal tract, that is corticospinal tract. Lateral to the pyramid, there is a presence of faint or very sharp narrow sulcus. This is known as anterolateral sulcus. This anterolateral sulcus, from this there will be origin of the rootlets of the hypoglossal nerve, that is 12th cranial nerve. Lateral to the anterolateral sulcus, there is a presence of oval shaped swelling. This is known as olive. An olive is produced by underlying mass of a gray matter known as inferior olivary nucleus. Lateral to the olive, there is a presence of posterolateral sulcus. From this posterolateral sulcus, there will be origin of the 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve, that is glossopharyngeal nerve, vagus nerve and cranial part of accessory nerve. Now posterolateral to the olive, there is a presence of inferior cerebellar peduncle. This is known as inferior cerebellar peduncle, which will connect medulla oblongata with the cerebellum. So these are the features on the anterior aspect of the medulla oblongata. Now we move on to posterior aspect. Posterior aspect of the medulla oblongata presents upper wide open part and lower narrow closed part. This is the lower part. In the lower narrow closed part, in the center, there is a presence of posterior median sulcus. Posterior median sulcus is continuous with the posterior median sulcus of the spinal cord. On either side of this posterior median sulcus, there is a presence of three longitudinal elevations. From medial to lateral, these are fasciculus gracilis, second is fasciculus cuneatus, and third one is inferior cerebellar peduncle. Upper end of these three elevations, there is a presence of tubercles. From medial to lateral, there is a presence of gracile tubercle, cuneate tubercle and tuber cinereum. These three tubercle or these three elevations are produced by, number one, gracile nucleus, cuneate nucleus and spinal nucleus of the trigeminal nerve respectively. So these are the feature in the lower close narrow part posterior aspect of medulla oblongata. The upper wide open part of the medulla oblongata dorsal surface, it will form the floor of the fourth ventricle, which will be discussed later on as a separate topic. So that is all about the features of medulla oblongata. Now we move on to second component of brainstem, that is the midbrain. This portion is known as pons. The meaning of the pons is bridge. It is like a bridge between cerebellum behind and midbrain and pons anteriorly. Now pons is connected above with the midbrain and below with the medulla oblongata, and posterolaterally with the cerebellum through these are the middle cerebellar peduncle. At the junction of the pons and middle cerebellar peduncle, there will be origin of the trigeminal nerve by two roots, sensory root and motor root. Now this is the ventral surface of the pons. In the center there is a presence of shallow groove. This shallow groove is known as basilar sulcus or basilar groove. This groove is occupied by basilar artery. It is formed by union of right and left vertebral artery. This is basilar sulcus. Now at the junction of the pons with the medulla, at the level of pyramid, there will be emergence or exist of abducent nerve, sixth cranial nerve. Now between olive and pons, there will be exist of the facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve. So we can say at the junction between pons and medulla, three cranial nerve will arise from medial to lateral, abducent nerve, facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve. So these are the feature on the ventral aspect of the pons. Now when we look at the dorsal aspect or posterior view of the pons, it will form the upper part of the floor of the fourth ventricle, which will be discussed later on as a separate topic. So this is the posterior aspect of the pons. Now third component of the brainstem, this one is known as midbrain. Midbrain, it presents ventral surface, dorsal surface. Ventral surface presents, these two are the crus cerebri. Ventral aspect of the midbrain presents crus cerebri. Crus cerebri, it will emerge from the cerebral hemisphere and it passes downwards and it will converge and unite with the pons. And as they unite, they will form one space between these two. This space is known as interpeduncular sulcus or interpeduncular fossa. So these two are the crus cerebri and this is known as interpeduncular fossa. From the medial aspect of the crus cerebri here, there will be origin of the oculomotor nerve, that is third cranial nerve. It will arise from the medial aspect of the crus cerebri. Now dorsal aspect of the midbrain, when we see, it presents four small elevations, round elevations. These are known as pair of superior colliculi and these are the pair of inferior colliculi. And these four colliculi, they are collectively known as corpora quadrigemina. All these four colliculi, they are separated by one cruciform sulcus. This is vertical limb and this is horizontal limb of the cruciform sulcus. Vertical limb of the cruciform sulcus, when we trace it above, it will diverge and it will form the one space, and this space is occupied by pineal gland. Same vertical limb of the cruciform sulcus, when we trace it downward, it will continuous here with the frenulum velli. Actually this is the floor of the fourth ventricle and the roof is formed by this fold. This is known as superior medullary velum. In the center of this velum, there is a presence of ridge. That ridge is known as frenulum velli. So vertical limb of the cruciform sulcus is continuous below with the frenulum velli. On either side of the frenulum velli, there is a origin of the trochlear nerve, that is fourth cranial nerve. So fourth cranial nerve, trochlear nerve, it is the only cranial nerve which emerge from the dorsal aspect of the brain stem. This is one of the most important question. Now superior colliculus and inferior colliculus, when we see it laterally, it presents white band These white bands are known as superior brachium and inferior brachium respectively. Superior brachium, it will connect superior colliculus with the lateral geniculate body. Inferior brachium will connect inferior colliculus with the medial geniculate body. Lateral and medial geniculate body, they are the component of the metathalamus and they are concerned with visual reflex and auditory reflexes respectively. So that is all about the posterior features of the brainstem, midbrain. So in short, this brainstem, what are the key points to remember? Brainstem will give rise to origin to the last 10 pair of the cranial nerve. 3 and 4 from the midbrain, fifth one from the pons, 6, 7 and 8 at the junction of pons and medulla, and 9, 10, 11 and 12 from the medulla oblongata. This is the main point to remember. And all these points, pyramid, olive, these are the important points. Thank you very much.